high level information to the students who is having some interest on the aquaculture, fisheries, and our oceans. I'm not going to make a scientific presentation. I try to be more popular, let's say, information. Now, I would like to share my screen.
Yes, it's visible now. Thank you.
Okay, good. Then start to
Yes, it's allowed.
presentation. Okay, good. Now everybody can see now.
We just see you at the moment.
Okay, I am just again one more click. And this, okay. So the title of today's topic is just fundamentals of fisheries and aquaculture. So I will try to give some fundamental information, some introduction to the new, maybe some concepts for all the students. So before starting to talk about, maybe it will be better to give some definitions about the fisheries. What is fisheries indeed? So this is the definition. It's quite clear that the fishing is the activity of capturing. Well, capturing means catching the fish, capturing fish and other seafood on a large scale to sell or consumption for themselves or himself for profit and domestic and international markets. So it's sometimes happen for the commercial approach, but sometimes, particularly in the let's say in the South Asian and some African countries who is having the coastal zones, then their primary food is the seafood. Therefore, they are working and fishing for themselves. So, what are the target organisms in these operations? So, it might be fish. So, definitely. So, this is the topic indeed. This fish can be in pelagic. It means they swim freely in the water column, or they might be a bottom dwellers who is contact on the sea floor. So it might be a crustaceans, which is crabs and lobsters. It might be a bivalves, which is oysters and mussels. And even sometimes it might be a plant. It means we see seaweed. Then maybe gastropods. It's a sea snails. Maybe there are some plenty of species in our world, in our garden, but this is the sea snails. Sometimes it might be quite economical degrees. So where the fishing activities happens, it might be lakes, rivers, seas, oceans, wherever any water mass having any biological fish stocks. So what are the common commercial fishing gears? So it's important because every fishing gear has some pros and cons. I mean, sometimes they will help to catch lots of fish, but it might be sometimes at the same time really dangerous for our nature. We could say is purchasing, troll, gill or entanglement nets, traps and hooks. I will just give you some very brief information to understand a little bit more easy. This is first saying. This is one of the most effective fishing gear because it might be sometimes harmful because all the fishermen want to catch more fish. Therefore, they increase the size of these nets. So it can catch 40 or 100 meters in length. It might be 40 and 100 meters in length, and you can catch even some 10 metric tons to 100 tons fish can be catch by the person. This is troll. It's a gear that works by dragging the bag-like nets by a boat from the surface. there were so many negative effects because of the unethical use of this fishing gear, unfortunately. This is gill and or let's say entangling nets. They work particularly in the bottom of the oceans. They are not able to catch too much fish, which is helping to achieve sustainable fisheries. We love the gill and entanglement nets actually as a fisheries. So this is lift nets or dredge. You can see the left-hand side. This is they use light to attract the fish. Then later, then they collect all that collected fish to the fish boat. This is the right-hand side. This we say dredge. Dredge is kind of a troll device, but they collect more crustaceans rather than the fish. It also gives some negative effects on the sea bottom, unfortunately. Okay, these were the common fishing devices that is used in the worldwide nowadays. So maybe it will be better to give some information about the bit of history of the fishing, because it's almost the same age with the human civilization. So this is right-hand side. You can see this is the first discovered fishing device on the planet. This is more than 20 years old now. It was found in Australia. So this was the right hand up was found in Mediterranean Sea near the Cyprus. So it happens in Egypt, ancient Egypt, and also Greece. Let's say in Aristotle describes more than 100 species of marine fish, maybe 3,000 years ago. So because of the heavy pressure of the fishing, last 10 or 15 years, there is a phenomenon just appeared, which is sustainable fisheries, because some fish stocks decreasing. So before the explanation explain this, I think it will be better to give some definition regarding what is the fish stock. So fish stock is indeed a population, fish population, like a sheep, school of sheep. I mean, like a bird, flock of birds. These are the animals living together in the water. It's the size differs to its species. In let's say in anchovies, it might be 1,000 tons or a couple of fish. We say stock, population. So they naturally occurs in the waters, which is having the enough food resources. They release eggs and larvae if they find good food during their larval development. Now the stock become bigger and bigger. The question is that if it is so much, how they decrease? Because there are some more than 1, 2, or 3. There are lots of reasons that unfortunately, the fish stocks decreasing in almost all the sea areas in the world. There are 4 main reasons besides other. This is overfishing, global warming, pollution, and ocean acidification. So I can just give you some slides on that. What is overfishing? Okay, let's say we have a certain amount of fish stock. So if we can catch more than the stock can renew their stuff, their resources, the sizes, then it will be excess amount of fish will be catch. Then stock will decrease day by day. Therefore, we have to follow some rules which not cause any detrimental effect of the population. all the population of the stocks must be stable at the same size and the same amount per year, which allows the grow and keep the same reproduction cycle of the stock. So we should definitely stop the overfishing. Otherwise, let's say maybe 10 or 15 or 20 years later, it will be quite difficult to find natural fish otherwise. So global warming is another natural phenomenon. This is, I mean, everybody knows maybe this is because of our somehow the human activities. What kind of effect on the fish stocks? This is the question, because from the south to the north, all the oceans and seas now getting warmer and warmer. Therefore, warm water fish species now moving towards to the northern parts, northern seas. Then it will affect the natural populations, because some warm water fish just invade to the new environment and destruct the all the biological cycles. Then this is original fish cannot find any suitable location to continue their lives. This is not good, definitely. So ocean acidification is the cause of the carbonic acids. This is also because of the carbon dioxide increase in the environment, in the atmosphere, because of the industrial pollution, air pollution. Then in the rains, because of the rains, they just drop the oceans. And when they face the meet the water molecule, become carbonic acid. Then pH of the waters decrease, and it causes to kill all the bottom dwellers. Yeah, now you can see the dead corals, unfortunately. So another heavy and very serious problem is pollution. So this is plastic pollution. Well, I just give you some metrics, which is quite painful. Every year, almost 8 to 12 million metric tons of plastic enters our oceans. This is extremely big figures, and our nature cannot just tolerate from now on. So these large plastics, as you see on the pictures, because of the movements, just become smaller and smaller, then just distributed in the micron levels to the waters. We say now microplastic pollution. Microplastics now in everywhere, from the bottom of the sea, on the top of the mountains, and it is recycled the human food chain. It is so difficult to determine in the fish body, not only fish, even milks in the domestic animals. Now you can find microplastic everywhere. We should stop to use the plastic for definitely. I am not going to mention about the chemicals, heavy metals, because heavy metals is also quite dangerous. It is stored in the lipid tissues on the fish. Then when they digest or consumed by the humans, also it will stored in our body, which is one of the main reasons to become unfortunately cancer. There is a rule in Japan. I will give you an example. Let's say in a pregnant woman cannot eat certain amount of tuna meat per week, because tuna is the top of the food chain. Therefore, all the heavy metals stored in the body of the tuna, the Japanese government does not allow to eat a certain amount of tuna for the pregnant women per week, which is quite interesting for me. Fertilizer is beneficial for the farming, but the phosphor and the nitrogen will be end up on the our oceans. Then these fertilizers become also continue to their life as a fertilizer in the water and increase the planktons, phytoplanktons, plants on the water, and they consume the oxygens. Then there will be no oxygen for the fish. Detergents is quite dangerous, and of course, lots of other chemicals to mention. So here I just give you an bonus information, because when we are talking about the fishing, we should also mention about the aquaculture. Maybe the definition or the name of the aquaculture might be new for the students. The aquaculture is also known as the fish farming, is the cultivation of aquatic organisms. It might be such as fish, shellfish, algae, or any aquatic plants under the controlled conditions. Last 40 years, it increased every year. Now they become almost half of the fish consumed by the human is come from the aquaculture. When we are talking about the sustainability, we must mention about also the aquaculture, because in the aquaculture there is no any natural fish catch. All fish is reproduced under the human, like a chicken, egg from the egg. So this is an example for the salmon, or let's say ram or trout. We call this as a hatchery here, fish hatchery. This is the mother and father fish. They reproduce eggs. Then eggs become very small, tiny larvae here, and they become bigger and bigger because they digest feed. We give them a lots of feed to become bigger. When they reach a certain size, we move them into the cage. This is maybe lakes or oceans or any sea. Then they become harvest size. Let's say a couple of kilograms. Then they will be harvested for the human consumption. So this is an important point in the aquaculture and fisheries industry. So another question is highlighted when we're talking about the fish. Why fish is so important for the humans? Because it's extremely significant economic value. So this graphic shows us provides us a very important information indeed. This is blue parts. Comes from the catching of the natural fish stock from the seas and oceans. It's around 91 million tons per year. This is the pink and the red ones comes from the aquaculture. It's around 94 million tons, which is more fish. It means that the more fish comes from the aquaculture from now on. In total, around 200 million tons, and its economic value is around 500 billion USD. This is a huge economic value. So fish is also a major protein source for human consumptions. There is no any other meat which we can put inside in front of the people, because there are lots of countries in the world who is very near the seashores, and their main protein source comes from the oceans. And you can see here the blue color shows their main protein source of fish. This is China, Europe, digests lots of fish from the seas, and Northern America. This is the global food fish resources to use for the human consumption. These red lines show the per capita sea fish consumption. You can see that from the 1950s to the today's, it almost increased twice, which is a very good sign for the human. So fish has lots of positive effects on human health because of their content in the flesh content, which is protein, lipid, and carbohydrate. Carbohydrates quite low. The important part of the or the significant part of the fish chemicals comes from the lipid. It makes a quite positive effect on immune systems, our joints, let's say in cardiovascular health. Well, maybe everybody knows or heard before that the omega-3 fatty acids have a very, very important for our cardiovascular health. So I will give you an example. In 1970s, two researchers was just studying on the Eskimos. So they realized that there is no any single cardiovascular disease among any individual during their journey or study among the Eskimos. Then they start to understand why this is the reason. Then they understood that their main food is almost all food resources comes from the sea, which contains lots of omega-3 fatty acids. So therefore, you should increase the fish consumption. So fish meat versus beef, maybe I can give you some brief information. So low calories, but very high in fats compared to the content. Even the amount is low, but the quality of the fats from the, let's say in salmon here, is highly important. Then we can understand in vitamin D, look at that, maybe 20 times higher than the beef. Therefore, the sea product, fish, is always healthier than the beef and land animal meats. So this is the major benefits of omega-3. The omega-3 is the main part of the fish fats, fish oils. Because there are two types of fish oils in the omega-3, which is docosahexagononic acid and eicosapentaenoic acid. Well, I don't want to give you some more details, but just remember that the omega-3 is so helpful and beneficial for our health. Then one maybe consumption recommendation I can give you that where the fish lipid is high, then the benefit will be more. Well, I can recommend to eat as a sardine, herring, anchovy, or salmon, even a mackerel. If you eat fish living in the cold seas, are generally fattier and contains more omega-3 and more flavorful. So this is I think our major point, which is sustainability in fisheries. And what is sustainability in terms of the fisheries? Sustainability is the management and utilization of aquatic resources in a manner that satisfies present requirements without any detrimental effects to our fish stocks. So this is our basic guide to sustainable fishing. So what should we do? We avoid to hunt or catch the threatened species, which is decreasing day by day. We have to follow some seasonality, and each fish has their own season and maybe reproduction season. If we can catch the fish when they are reproducing, then it means we will have a quite high pressure on the renewal of the fish stocks. So we have to increase the diversity, and we have to give some additional source to the fishermen, which they eliminate or decrease the fish they catch to get their income. And maybe we can find more better fishing methods for the definite and bigger size of fish can be catch. So I will give you another bonus information. maybe it will be better to remember that, or remember that the ghost fishing. Ghost fishing nowadays is a highlight topic, and it means that the derelict fishing gears, I am so sorry, sometimes referred as the ghost gear, because the fishermen, when they are doing the operations, they just lost some fishing gears, and these gears remains on the bottom, and they will continue to catch fish without control. Well, the bad thing is that most modern nets are made of nylon and other plastic compounds that can last for centuries, which means all these leftovers on the bottoms will continue to catch any kind of aquatic animals. Then we do not want to that. And only solution is to collect them by human. Okay, this is all. There are lots of topics to discuss, and time is unfortunately very limited. Many thanks for your attendance. Thank you. If you have any question, then I will be very happy to help to answer.
Thank you very much, Dr. Uyan. And if you have anything to ask, I think we have got 8 more minutes starting from now. Maybe students would like to ask something.
Yeah, I will be very happy to answer.
We would be pleased to receive the answers.
I don't know, maybe you are going to distribute the presentation later on. If they have come up with the new ideas or the questions, anytime they can reach me, and I will be very happy to answer.
Thank you very much for your hospitality.
My pleasure.
Okay. So, anyone who would like to add something more? Dear colleagues?
Hello, this is Maria from Greece. I just wanted
Maria.
to thank you very much for the
nice
presentation and for the meeting.
Too.
I wanted to say that I realized that although we're trying to run environmental projects whenever we get the chance, I have come to realize that although we live in a port in Thessaloniki, still there is so much we don't know about the problems and about the pollution and everything. We know the general stuff, but today it was really enlightening, and thank you so much for this. Yeah. I think during the project we will have the opportunity to find out even more, and maybe find ways to deal with the problem, to contribute as much as we can with our students. That's all.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you. Okay. Anybody who would like to ask something or say something more? Okay. Then let's thank you, Mr. Uyan, once more for your contribution, for your invaluable information. It was really inspiring and informative for us. Thank you very much. I hope we will meet another night discussing something.
Yeah, anytime.
With our issue again. Okay.
Yeah.
So
thank you very much.
Good evening for everyone. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.